Debbie.
And we're back again. And like mentioned before, you're going to get the good,
the bad, and the ugly.
So today we have a story time. So I know that earlier we just made a video introducing ourselves and just explaining more about herself. I know Abby didn't really go more in details, but hopefully you get to know her a little bit by our story time. So sit down, relax, and just enjoy the video.
Guys, so a little bit about my background. I was really I grew up in a somewhat broken home. My mom was a single parent of 5 kids. My dad was in prison for about 15 years. He went into prison when I was about 8 or 9, so I didn't have my dad around. And it caused a lot of emotional issues in my life as far as knowing who I was and what I deserved. So, how I became a single parent. When I had my son with a guy I met through a friend. It was a lot of drama in between, and anyway, I did meet him while he was in a halfway house. Not the best place to meet somebody, by the way. And I thought I was in love with this guy. I really thought I was in love with him. And what ended up happening is, bang, 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 and I got pregnant. He actually went on the run from the police at that time because he was doing something illegal and he was on probation, and so he went on the run, and so I didn't find out I was pregnant until after the fact that he was gone. A couple of months later, when I actually got back in touch with him, I let him know, and it just kind of went from there. He basically got back in. He got into a new relationship after he left the state that I met him in, and I just kind of ended up being a single parent from then on. I had my son via C-section due to some, I don't even know what happened. I just didn't dilate, and they had to rush me into surgery for him. So that's how I became a single parent of 1. And then with my second child, my beautiful daughter. Yep, I'm at 2 now, but my son is, I think he's 6. Oh. He's 6 at this time. No, he's not 9.
He's 9 now.
Right, yeah, he's 9 now. Back then he was 6. So at 6 years old, with my first daughter's father, me and him, we messed around off and on for like 3 years. He's older than me. And I wasn't using protection. I should have. Like I said, a lot of emotional issues came from that, along with, being molested at a young age. It does mess with your mind, and it does give you self-esteem issues, along with with my weight and everything. It's just a complicated ball. Anyway, so I was messing around with him off and on for 3 years. We weren't in a relationship. It was more like a friends with benefit on occasion type of relationship. And I ended up getting pregnant. Of course, he didn't. He straight out denied her. I should have known that he was that selfish. But anyway, I told him the night I found out, the night that I took the pregnancy test, because I knew I was pregnant, because I just felt different, and I had missed my period.
And we were supposed to move to Arizona together.
Yes, at that time we were supposed to move to Arizona together. And we even took a trip out to Arizona and everything. Mm-hmm. And I came back and I got pregnant after that.
I was so upset. I was like, really?
Well, I was disappointed about it too, because I really wanted to go. But anyway, so I got pregnant with her, and I told him the night that I took the pregnancy test. And he was like, what? It ain't mine. And I was like, dude, I tell you the truth. I don't keep secrets from you about things like that. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not that type of person. You should know me after this amount of time. And he agreed. And then he wanted me to get an abortion. And I said no. Mm-mm. And
we don't do that over here.
And so he decided that he was going to go and step out completely. He didn't want to have anything to do with me and her. And I'm telling you, when I cried, not because he stepped out, but because I was pregnant again.
She called me.
I was bawling.
I was like, "Are you pregnant?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Anyway, so 9 months later, August, I had my beautiful daughter. Again, via C-section. At the time, I was engaged to someone else, but that's a whole different story that we'll get into at a later date. Anyway, so, okay, so my daughter, so anyway, 2 years later, I'm staying with my grandmother because I'm helping take care of her. And she comes to visit from Arizona, and she sees that I'm not budging from the area that she left me in when she left for Arizona.
She's talking about me.
She did end up leaving Arizona, and I don't fault her for that at all. So she comes back, she sees me, she sees that little to no progress being made because of certain situations at that time. And so her mother invites me to come to Arizona and to get a place with her and everything. So I take them up for the offer as soon as my taxes hit. I got that ticket and everything. It was a lot of my family didn't like it, but again, that's a different story. But they didn't like it.
Different story. That's a whole series. Let me tell you, that's a whole
They didn't like it. They didn't like it at all.
Mm-mm.
And so I left anyway. I did leave my son behind so he could finish school, but I did take my youngest at that time, and we went to Arizona. Okay, so we get there, and with my taxes, me and her mom get an apartment, and for the most part, it was a nice little apartment. It was a nice, spacious apartment. You know,
they was living in a good neighborhood.
Yes, we were.
We was living in my mom already originally had the apartment, but she was gonna get a 2-bedroom. But when she found out Ebony wanted to come, out there, she told the person, "Hey, I want a 3rd bedroom." So we was living like in the suburbs. So it was nice. It was very nice.
It was a nice area. I got a job. At a call center. I got a job at a call center for like 2-3 months, and then
we prayed about it.
We did pray about it, and then I ended up leaving. I ended up having to leave that job because I just wasn't progressing, and so I left that job, and then I had a part-time job at a fast food restaurant, and I worked there for about 2 weeks, and I got in at a call center making more money. The times were better, so I went ahead and took that job. And I was working that job for a while, and then while I was working that job, I had met someone. And at this point, I had been celibate for 2 years. I had been by myself for 2 years. I hadn't been talking to anybody for real. So I was basically doing good. I was saving back money, doing whatever, and I met this guy, and wow, I'm telling you, he changed my life. Okay, despite him being the father of my recent daughter, my latest daughter, I have to say, that has been the most difficult relationship I have ever been in, because not only did it cause a rift in my life for my family a little bit, it wasn't even until I moved out with my family, but anywho, it caused a rift between me and Princess because I was really going ho for him, and I just wanted everybody to see the good that I saw in him. But Princess has this intuition thing, and she foresaw that he wasn't a good guy, and I just could not see it. I just did not see it, or if I saw it, I didn't want to see it. So anyway, me and him, we ended up getting a place off of my money, and we got into an apartment, And at the time, I didn't know, I could not like afford it, but the place like tried to make it seem like I could afford it. Anyway, I was the only one working at the time, and he was supposed to look for a job in between, me taking like a day or two off so he can go look for a job, but that's not what happened. And life came, and money wasn't there, and we had to give up the apartment early. And it's now on now it's on my credit report. Not only mine, but his too, because the apartment was also in his name as well.
But she cannot. So we live in Spokane, Washington. I'm not trying to take up her story because you're gonna hear my story later. But she is in Spokane and she cannot find any place. Like she cannot,
because of that. Because I had that on my credit.
Yep.
So right now I'm trying to look into bankruptcy, and hopefully it gives me another new fresh start, and I'll be wiser this time around. But anyway, so during the time we were living together, I ended up getting pregnant, and we did plan her. We just thought we had everything, was on top of the world, blah blah blah.
Even though it was on top of the world. She was on top of. Let me stop.
So anyway, we end up losing the place, and then I end up getting scared and going back to Missouri, and I took him with me, and it wasn't what we had planned for it to be like, but it was what it was, and I was really willing to roll with the punches and whatnot, and for us to work and get out of the situation, get something, for us and the kids. And anyway, so get back to Missouri, and he just, his whole attitude ended up changing. Like, he started being more controlling, I guess you could say. Yeah, more controlling. And then a lot more aggressive. And anyway, to make a long story short, further along down the line, after we had the baby and everything, he was abusive towards me after I had her. And and Princess was still in Arizona at this time.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I guess I was. Oh.
No, you was in Washington. My bad. No,
I was in Washington.
She was in Washington because she ended up moving to... I did end up moving to Washington with her, but I'll explain all of that later. Anyway, so I was in Washington for a while I was pregnant with the baby, and then I went back to Missouri with him. Anyway, so after the baby was born, she was born in Washington, and I think when she was about almost a month old, we left here, and we went back to Missouri. And during that time while we was there living with my sister, he became abusive, he became more aggressive, he became more manipulative, and for the first time in my life I had to call the police, because I was scared for not only my safety but the safety of the children that were in the household, because it was not just me and my kids, it was my nieces as well. And so I ended up filing a report and everything on him. And this is after the fact that I found out that he was talking to his other baby mama behind my back, and he was leaving me for her, type of thing.
Again.
Yeah, so, again, I didn't know the first time. I did not know. He always made it seem like he was going back so he could get himself together and be closer to his other children. But he would break up with me, but he wouldn't say it was because he was going into a different relationship. And maybe I should have known, but again, anywho. So, after the abuse situation, he ended up leaving. His mom paid for his ticket to get back to Arizona, where he currently is now with his other baby mama, whatever. And I came back to Washington because I felt like I had left because I was trying to make things good for him, and I had put myself on hold on what I needed to do to accommodate him. And don't ever do that for anybody. So like I said, he took me through a lot, more than any other relationship has ever taken me through. And I don't recommend anybody sticking around in an abusive relationship, especially when you first see it, whether it's verbal or emotional. Like, it gets physical faster than you think. It might take a while sometimes, but it gets there. And it shocked me. It really did. It really shocked me.
Mm-hmm. And be glad I wasn't there. He just...
I do plan on going through counseling and or therapy, whichever one, to start getting help for that, to get that out and everything, because I don't know, Princess knows that, she probably don't, because I already talked to her about it. It does bother me. It does get to me, because I think I do have flashbacks on certain things when it comes to him, and it tears me up. And do I want to back? No. Will I go back with him? No, not at all. He did me a favor by leaving me and going to her. And I mean, he did. And a lot of things that he said to me when he broke up with me was true. And one is that we didn't fit. We really didn't. We didn't fit at all. But he really never took responsibility of his anger. He always said I provoked him to put his hands on me, type of thing. And there's a lot to that. And anywho, now I'm here. I'm trying to get my life together, get my health together, focusing on making a better life for me and my children at this time. So, yeah, that's just the background of my story.
Hi guys, this is Princess.
And this is Evie.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our channels. Once again, make sure to subscribe to our channel and also hit our notification button so you can always be alerted with each video that we send out. Once again, like I mentioned before, you're always going to get the good,
the bad,
and the ugly. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to our channel, and we hope to bring out some great content for you guys. Bye.
Peace.